has grown too proud to be so valiant.
Such a nature, tickled with good success, disdains the shadow which he treads on at noon. But I do wonder his insolence can brook to be commanded under Cominius.
Fame, at the which he aims, in whom already he's well graced, cannot be better held, no more attained than by place below the first. For what miscarries shall be the general's fault, though he perform at his utmost of a man, and giddy Senso will then cry out of Coriolanus, oh, if he had borne the business.
Oh, stiff, stand stout!
No, Gaius Marcius, I'll lean upon one crutch and fight which other is stay behind this business.
Charles Bouchard, director of Coriolanus and basically responsible for the Brussels Shakespeare Society. We stand here 1 month before we go to stage with Coriolanus, your latest play. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. We have an excellent cast. We've done all the blocking over the last few weeks, and most of the actors will be off book in about a week's time.
Do you feel that's likely?
I feel it's very likely because I think people are very disciplined. There's a very, very good level of acting here in the Brussels Shakespeare Society. And though several people are new to acting, I think they'll do their homework well enough and we'll be ready.
Do you feel that's always the way? I mean, you're an amateur dramatics company. Is that always a problem when you are sort of constantly getting new people in? Is it ever a problem for you, for people learning the lines?
It's never been a problem, in fact. If people don't know their lines when the lights go up on the first night, it's usually because of nervousness or something like that. But it's very, very rare. Most times people have their stuff well in hand before opening night.
This is one of Shakespeare's longest plays, as far as I understand. Is this very challenging for you?
Yeah, well, after Hamlet, I think this is one of the longest plays in Shakespeare's canon. Too long, really, for modern audiences. It has almost 3,800 lines. So today, typically what we do is we cut the plays down. We have to reduce a lot of the speeches, even take scenes out, so that we have a manageable time for today's audiences, which is about an hour, an hour and a half, 2.5 hours. And
do you think that that will be long enough or short enough for Brussels audiences? I mean, how popular is amateur dramatics in Brussels?
Very, very, very popular. We get good crowds and good attendance at our plays for Shakespeare, but there are also lots of other theatre companies doing English language theatre in Brussels.
Graham Vincent, a respected actor, I believe, in the Brussels Shakespeare Society. Here we are, 1 month before Coriolanus goes to the stage. You are Coriolanus. How are you feeling?
A little nervous at the moment. There's a lot to do, but there always is at this stage in a production, and you always feel that you could do with more time, and it always comes together in the end.
Do you have a great deal of experience in this kind of thing?
I first trod the boards when I was 15 at school, so I'm older than 15 now.
Coriolanus is one of Shakespeare's longest plays, as far as I understand. Do you feel that the cuts made, assuming you've cut it, have been correct?
Well, we have cut it. We always cut Shakespeare. Every Shakespeare production cuts plays. It is an accident of history that Shakespeare's language was much more understandable to the people of his time, and therefore his plays were actually delivered much faster. So what is now a 4-hour play would probably have been delivered in about 3 hours, plus the whole theatrical experience at the time of Shakespeare was a day out at the theatre rather than an evening of 2 to 2.5 hours. So yeah, we cut the script, we take out subplots that are not seminal to the main story, we cut out lines which are repeated, and to try and make it into a performance that an audience can comfortably sit through without requiring medical attention afterwards.
Every time that you come together with a new group of people for each play, are you confident that it will come good, that people will learn the lines? Are you confident about that?
The Brussels Shakespeare Society has inherently, out of the 37 plays in Shakespeare's repertoire, very large casts. It's not unusual to have a number of roles that can go up to about 100 in any one play. And for that reason, our casts are very large. That means we never have a cast put together at auditions that comprises only experienced actors. So it's part and parcel of the Brussels Shakespeare Society experience that you will undertake workshops and get coaching and mentoring if you come as a newbie into the fold of the Shakespeare Society. And we expect that as more experienced actors and people who've done a few shows in the past to take on that kind of a role as well. We see it as an inclusive activity. So I think that's a very important aspect. I don't think we're exclusive in that, it has to be said. Our sister companies here in Brussels also recognise that they have to welcome new talent and not block it out, and therefore give it a helping hand, shall we say, a leg up into the skills.
As Gaius Marcius, Coriolanus, is this the biggest role of your, amateur career to date?
I generally play supporting roles. I've had the lead last year. At this time, we put on Christopher Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, where for the first time I played a lead as Dr. Faustus in probably about 20 years. I always say I'm quite good as the first officer, but I don't tend to like to captain the ship very often. It's a great honour to have been asked to take on this role. I just hope that I can acquit myself and do the director's confidence justice.